Hey guys, welcome to the walkthrough of the BallyBet offer. Okay, so this is the first offer that we recommend that you do if you're based in Ontario. Super simple offer, which is why we put it front and center. It's a very simple bet 10, get $50 free bet, which we can then convert into $35 risk-free. And then there's also $100 risk-free on the casino, which is a great offer. It's not strictly risk-free because you can lose a bit, but we'll get onto that later and why we recommend that you definitely do it because it's extremely low risk. So just to get you up to speed, you should have completed the Welcome to Edge Hunters video, meet the Dutch matcher and join the Discord at this stage, and let's get stuck into the offer. Okay, so let's go over the offer details. So BallyBet are offering this $50 free bet when you first place your own bet of $10. Okay, so put a $10 bet down, they give you a $50 free bet. With match betting, we can convert that $50 free bet into $35 risk-free. Okay, super offer. To take full advantage of this offer, you'll need a bankroll of $210. If you're only doing the sports offer, you only need $110. That other $100 is for this risk-free casino offer. At the end, it's called risk-free casino. There's a very, very small chance that you lose money. We'll get onto that in a second. First step, open a BallyBet account and deposit $110. Or if you're only doing the sports part, just $10. We'd recommend that you go the full thing, $110. So you click the link through the BallyBet, you would click that link there, brings you across to BallyBet, and here's a reminder of the offer. Bet 10, get $50 on the sports, and then you've got a reload bonus, get $100 on the casino. Okay, it's a risk-free $100 offer. So you would go ahead to BallyBet, you would sign up, you press play now, you would get signed up to BallyBet, and you deposit $110, assuming that we're doing both offers here. Then you would sign up to Pinnacle. Okay, so we recommend that you use Pinnacle for your hedge sportsbook. Just to remind you, with match betting, you're always placing a bet on both sides of the game. So we're going to be placing a bet on BallyBet, and on the other side of the game, we're going to be placing a bet on Pinnacle. We recommend that you use Pinnacle as your hedge sportsbook because their odds are very sharp. All right, they don't offer any sort of free bet or bonus. They're not really a sportsbook like that, and that's why they're great for you guys using them because their odds are very sharp. So you press the link through the Pinnacle, and you get signed up to them. All right, there you go. So let's say that you've deposited $110 into BallyBet. You've deposited $100 into Pinnacle. All right, so we recommend you deposit $100. You'll need about $100 to hedge your free bet whenever the time comes. Okay, so to hedge your $50 free bet from BallyBet, we recommend that you have around $100 in your Pinnacle account. 100 should be fine for now. Let's move on to the qualifying bets. We're going to start placing the bet now, and we're going to use this software, the Dutch Matcher, which you've heard about in the previous step, to find the best possible bets to place on BallyBet. Okay, so it's going to pull in all of the odds, as you'll see, between BallyBet and Pinnacle and give us the best pairs. Okay, so as you can see, it's pulled in the Jets plus 3.5 at minus 137 and the Dolphins minus 3.5 at plus 133. This is a great rated pair. You're only losing about 1% of your $10 in this case. Okay, so we'll see that in a second. But these are all of the best rated pairs of bets between BallyBet and Pinnacle, okay, designed to lose you as little money as possible on this qualifying bet, so your $10 bet. Let's go ahead and press open on the best rated pairs. That's the one at the very top here. Go ahead and change our bet amount to $10. That's how much we have to place on BallyBet. And as we can see, we're only going to lose 13 cents here. That's fantastic, right? It's a super high rating of 98.75%. No matter what, if bet 1 wins or if bet 2 wins, you're going to lose 13 cents. So let's go ahead with the instructions. It's then put $10 on the Jets plus 3.5 at minus 137, and then hedge your bet on Pinnacle, putting $7.42 on the Dolphins minus 3.5 at plus 133. Let's go ahead to BallyBet, and we're going to find that bet. So we're on the sportsbook. We're looking for this bet here, Jets plus 3.5 at minus 137. So that is an NFL. We can see from here it's a American football NFL. Let's go ahead. We can just find the Jets game here. Dolphins, Jets. Okay. Jets plus 3.5 at minus 137. Jets plus 3.5 at minus 137. So let's go ahead and put that in our bet slip. And you just very simply go ahead, $10 in the Jets plus 3.5 and place your bet. Next up, we get Pinnacle, Dolphins minus 3.5 at plus 133. Just go ahead and search for Dolphins. Dolphins minus 3.5. There it is there at plus 133. So you put that in your bet slip and it's instructing us to place $7.42. Super simple. So you place both your bets, $10 in the Jets plus 3.5, $7.42 on Dolphins minus 3.5, and you will walk away with a guaranteed very, very small loss here, 13 cents. But as we know, in the next step, whenever we get our free bet, that's going to pay for that and a lot more, because the free bet's going to give us $35 of guaranteed profit. Just a quick tip at this stage, we would recommend checking both of the odds are correct before going ahead and placing your first bet. Sometimes if the odds have changed between our Dutch matcher updating, then you might find that these odds are slightly off, for example. So we'd recommend checking both of these are correct before placing your first bet. Okay, we've placed our qualifying bet and we're good to move on to the free bet stage. So at this stage, BallyBet, whenever that first bet settles, they'll give you two $25 free bets. Okay, so basically a $50 free bet. And just like before, we can press this link to the Dutch matcher and it's going to put us in the correct mode, as you'll soon see. So it knows that we're placing a free bet now. It's put us in free bet mode and it's giving us the best pairs of bets, considering that we're placing a free bet. Now, typically we generally recommend to extract about 70% of that free bet amount as guaranteed profit. For example, if you had a $100 free bet, you can usually get about $70 of guaranteed profit. But these ratings are pretty crazy today. We've got free bet ratings of 78%. The reason for that is these odds are very high. You'll generally notice that whenever you're using free bet mode on the Dutch matcher, you get much higher odds on the Sportsbook One side, so these odds are very high. So what we'd recommend doing in this case is just set a max odds there to 400. I'll show you the issue first actually. So if you were to do a $50 free bet on this plus 900, it's asking for a huge hedge bet on Pinnacle of $410. You obviously don't have that in your Pinnacle account if you only deposited $100. So that's why we don't love these big long odds, and we're going to put this max odds filter in, calm things down a bit. So as you can see here, it's suggesting that we go the Saints plus 360, hedge it in the Buccaneers minus 386, still a very, very good rating, 74%. So that's essentially saying you could profit $74 per $100 free bet. Now this will still be slightly over $100, I imagine, for your hedge bet. And yeah, it's coming in $142. So we want ideally something with slightly lower odds here. So I think this one should be fine, plus 245. If we go ahead and put $50 in there, that's how much we're placing for our bet. Yeah, you can see it only requires $88 as a hedge bet. So this one's perfect, and it's going to profit us $33.93. Okay, pretty much the $35. If you really want, you can sit around and wait for a nice 70% to come up. So let's go and find that bet. So this is a soccer game. So we've got the game here on BallyBet, Bayern Munich and Sporting Lisbon, or Sporting CP. So the bet is over 4.5 goals at plus 245. Over 4.5 goals at plus 245. So we'd simply put that in the bet slip, and whenever you've got your $50 free bet, in this case, there will be a little tick box here where you can apply the $50 free bet or the two $25 free bets in order to place that bet. But like I said, you want to double check those odds are correct on Pinnacle, so let's head over there. And we're going to pull up the same game. So Bayern, Sporting Lisbon, and it's going to be the under 4.5. So the under 4.5 is minus 261. There we go, minus 261. So it's asking us to place $88.57 on that selection. And we would just go 88.57 on the under 4.5 on that exact same game. And no matter what happens, whether it's over 4.5 goals or under 4.5 goals, and just to remind you, only one of these things can happen. So one will certainly win and one will certainly lose. You're going to make $33 regardless here, okay? So you're going to make $33.93 no matter if the over wins or the under wins. Super simple offer. You've just made your $35, give or take. So you've made $33.93 here. You've lost about 13 cents, I think it was, in the qualifying bet. So you've made like $33.80. We'll not worry about the cents for now. So you've now just locked in your $35, give or take, from the first sports offer. And now we're going to talk about this casino risk-free $100, okay? So you can do it if you like. As we say, we recommend that you do it because it's a great offer. It's not technically completely risk-free, but it's extremely low risk, as we'll kind of explain in a second. So just to kind of explain this offer, this is the offer here. It's a $100 reload bonus. So you deposit $100. If you lose your first deposit, they'll refund up to $100 in bonus money. They say that you need to place your initial $100 on slot games only, okay? So you can actually play your refund bonus through on any game. So we're going to recommend roulette, as you'll see. But the initial $100 wagering must be placed on slot games only, all right? And that's why we've got this in our guide. So you start with $100. We recommend that you try to turn that into $200 or bust out as quickly as possible. if you hit $200 or more, that's great. Withdraw your profit, okay, you're done. If you lose the $100, then they'll refund you the bonus money, the $100 bonus money, and you just have to play it through once on roulette, right? But as we'll see in a second, you can actually play that through at extremely low variance. If you play that $100 through at $1 stakes or 50-cent stakes on red or black, you're not going to get stung too badly, okay? So you're not going to lose too much money, and it's not much worse than them just giving you cash back, okay? So here's what we recommend that you do. You start with $100 cash balance on BallyBet Casino, and we're going to try and hit $200 or bust out using this game here, okay, Jackhammer 4. Really, you can pretty much play any game here because they're going to be high variance. That means you're going to hit either a win or bust out fairly quickly. But this one's just very simple because you can just put your full $100 down on this free spins feature, and it's either going to hopefully pay out or not, and then you're going to get your refund bonus. So it's not, strictly speaking, risk-free because you could bust out your $100, get a $100 refund, and then lose some money while you're wagering it through once on roulette. But it's very, very low risk, so we kind of recommend that everybody does this. So you start with your $100, play a game just like this one. You try to hit $200 or bust. If you bust, then you play through that bonus refund just once on roulette, okay? So you can count your spins, 50-cent spins on red or black 200 times to fulfill that one times wagering. Now, we actually have a purpose-built simulator just for these offers, and it actually allows you to see how much that offer is worth. So what's the expected value? And we can see this one is worth $61, right? So we've plugged in all of the parameters of the offer, $100 deposit. It's a $100 bonus refund, and you have to wager that bonus refund once, okay? So we're saying we're playing the initial wagering here on slots. They stipulate that you have to play it on slots, and we're essentially saying, you know, we're doing $5 spins on a medium variance slot. As I say, it doesn't really matter what we're saying here, whether it's $5 medium, $5 high variance. It's going to be quite similar. You know, I think if we go high variance, it'll be something very similar. Yeah, $66, $67. So this offer is generally worth, you know, in and around $61, all right? And we're saying here that we're going to hit a $200 balance. That's our target balance, at which stage we would stop and withdraw. And if you receive your $100 refund bonus, we're going to just play that through once on roulette. We're actually going to go just $1 spins on roulette, okay? So we're covering 18 numbers out of 37. That is red or black. You're covering half the board. And you're just going to grind that through once, okay? Super, super low variance on the refund, so it means that the downside is very limited, all right? Yeah, so about $61. So that is the offer, okay? Just to recap, we've got a bet 10, get $50 free bet on the sports side of things with BallyBet, and then we've also got this risk-free $100 casino bonus offer. The sports side is worth guaranteed $35, and the casino risk-free offer is worth about $61. So you're getting roughly $100 of value here, and it's all very, very low risk. You know, this is risk-free. This is not technically risk-free, but it's very, very low risk. So that is the first offer. As always, let us know if you have any problems. You can contact us on the contact page. We'd prefer if you do that through Discord, and let us know how it goes. Best of luck.